This is Casey, and I'm one mellow marigold. Let's check in on our cabbage seeds. Okay, this is my little container. The first thing you might notice, the clear part looks a little dirty, doesn't it? Yeah, have a couple rocks now in the bottom. So weighting down your seedling containers might not be a bad idea, guys. I put it in a place where I did not think they would blow away, and they in fact got knocked around twice by two different windstorms that came through. So you know what? This is just a lesson in the resiliency of seeds. So after my seedlings got tossed around the first time or two, all I really did was come back in here, and seeds were still germinating. So super carefully, I just tried to tipple soil back into each little pot. And if I had any seeds germinating, I took a pair of chopsticks and I just sort of righted them back into the soil with their little roots facing down. And they recovered. They did just fine. So if you're growing along with me, this might be what your seedlings look like so far. Okay, so as you see, we have some very successful germination. We've got a couple of tall green cabbages growing pretty strong. Obviously, they sort of got flipped from their original sides. But what I'm really impressed with is just how prolific the purple cabbages are. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different of the red cabbage seeds that are germinating and doing well. If I just lightly sort of touch the seedlings, they feel tall and firm in the soil. That tells me that the roots are doing a good job of heading southward, and they're just doing great. So I'm going to keep them in here. They definitely don't need any additional moisture. It is pretty saturated in here at the moment. We're just going to let them be. We're going to let them keep growing and doing what they do. But I want to show you a little experiment that I did along the way. About 2 weeks before I planted seedlings along with you guys, I also did some direct sowing into these 2 big pots. I wanted to do this because this is actually the first time I have grown cabbage in the spring. I was doing it as a fall crop before, and quite frankly, I had no issue just direct sowing seeds into the soil. And that makes sense, right? Because in the fall, temperatures are warmer, the dirt is warmer, less issues with hail and snow and things like that that might do damage to seedlings. So this spring, I was very curious to know if I could just direct sow again. So I did that in 2 of my bigger pots, which is ultimately what these little seedlings are going to go into. Okay, so for this first pot, this is what I put the red cabbages in. And if you look really close, we've got 1, 2, 3 cabbages germinating. I think I only planted 3 or 4 seeds, so that's good germination. However, these were started back on March 23rd, so a full 2 weeks before we planted our other seeds. So these seeds were just planted directly into the pot. I did not have a cover, nothing. This is just sort of what happened when nature did its course. So what I take from all of this is, yeah, seeds will definitely germinate, but these really didn't pop out of the soil until the last 2 weeks or so. So not much of a benefit necessarily, just direct sowing and not providing them any cover. Let's take a look at the next one. Okay, so now we have the tiara, which is the green cabbage. And in this pot, again, planted on March 23rd, so 2 weeks before our container seedlings. And I did put a plastic top with some vent holes. And look at these gorgeous babies. They're beautiful. They are super healthy, nice big leaves so far. At least 3 are germinating. Looks like I have some other little bitty seeds that aren't cabbages in the pot. That's okay. We always look for volunteers. So what can we take away from all of this? What I am taking away from this is, once again, seeds will grow. Very often seeds will grow in a multitude of different environments, and we can learn something from it every time. However, if I do this again, I think it's likely that I will stick with this method going forward, or starting them in the container seeds. For me, direct seeding in spring it was just fine. And if you're running short on time and you need to do some things early, go for it. I think doing it again though, I probably just wouldn't bother direct sowing. I would put them either into a big pot with a cover or just start them off in their own little container as seedlings. Being able to keep that heat and moisture inside, I think really did the trick. So what do we do now? What do we do with our cabbages now? Like everything, leave them alone. Just leave them alone. Let them do what cabbages are gonna do. These need to get a little bit bigger yet before we're gonna start feeding them. So same as before with all of your other seedlings that you grow. Don't give them water until the soil turns that light brown color. If it's like this, where you see my pot's got just a ton of drippy water in it, we're really not going to water it for a while. And in fact, I may start leaving the covers off soon. That's it. We'll let them go for at least another couple of weeks, and then we can start doing a very small, light fertilizer feeding. There you go, folks. Just another quick one today. Let me know how your seeds are doing if you're growing along with me. I would love to hear. If you have any concerns or questions, comments, go ahead and leave them down below. If it was helpful, give me a like, and I'm going to see you guys on the next one, okay? Love you. Bye.